The image of a seductress who led great Romans to their ruin. A woman of unbelievable beauty for whom one could lose an empire. But what if that's all a myth crafted by the victors? History is written by the winners, but the truth can't be hidden. This is not a story about beauty. This is a story about power, intellect, and a desperate fight for her kingdom. This is the real story of Cleopatra VII, the last queen of Egypt. The year 69 BC, Alexandria, a center of science and culture. This is where Cleopatra was born, but she wasn't Egyptian. Her family was the Greek Ptolemaic dynasty, ruling Egypt after Alexander the Great. And she wasn't just another princess. She was a polyglot, fluent in 9 languages, a strategist and a scholar. For the first time in her family's 300-year rule, she learned the language of her people, Egyptian. She had no intention of being a puppet. After her father's death, she faced her first betrayal. She was driven from the palace by her own advisors and her younger brother, who by tradition became her husband. But Cleopatra didn't surrender. Learning that the most powerful man in Rome, Julius Caesar, was in Egypt, she made a legendary move. She was delivered to him, rolled up in a carpet. Imagine Caesar's face when the carpet unfurled to reveal not a weapon, but a smart, daring, and determined queen. This wasn't just an act of desperation. It was a genius PR stunt. Caesar, a man who valued intellect, was captivated. With his help, she reclaims her throne. Their connection is not just a romance, but a powerful political alliance. They have a son, Caesarion, Little Caesar. But after Caesar's assassination in Rome, Cleopatra is in danger once more. She needs a new powerful ally. That ally becomes Mark Antony, one of the rulers of Rome. Their meeting was a production worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster. She arrived to him on a golden ship, dressed as the goddess Venus. This wasn't just a costume, it was a message. Antony was smitten. Their relationship became one of history's greatest romances. But it was also a business deal. He provided protection, she provided the vast wealth of Egypt. They even held a ceremony, the Donations of Alexandria, declaring themselves new gods and dividing Roman lands amongst their children. This was a direct challenge, and in Rome, it was heard by the man for whom Cleopatra was enemy number 1, Octavian, Caesar's adopted son. War was inevitable. The decisive Battle of Actium was a catastrophe. The fleet of Cleopatra and Antony was destroyed. They fled to Alexandria knowing it was the end. When Octavian's troops stormed the city, Antony, believing a false report of Cleopatra's death, fell on his sword. He died in her arms. Cleopatra herself, captured, chose death over humiliation. Legend says a poisonous snake, an Egyptian asp, a symbol of royal power, was brought to her. The asp's bite made her immortal. She left this life as a pharaoh, not a prisoner. So, who was she really? A seductress? No. Her primary weapon wasn't her nose, as Pascal wrote, but her intellect, charisma, and charm. Ancient historians plainly state her beauty was not incredible, but her speech and mind were captivating. She was one of the most educated people of her age. She wrote scientific texts, managed an economy, commanded a navy. For 20 years, she fought for her kingdom's independence, using every tool at her disposal: diplomacy, propaganda, and yes, romance. She lost, But her story is not one of a victim, but one of history's greatest female rulers. Her tomb is still lost. Her story was rewritten by her enemies, but the legend of the last queen of Egypt lives on. So what do you think? Was she a brilliant ruler or a fatal seductress? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more historical mysteries.
This has been History Drive. See you in the next video.